Yes, I was an auditor at a top 10 public accounting firm back in my day. I worked in the healthcare industry at this specific firm and we audited senior living facilities. So, fun fact, you could probably ask me anything about Medicare and Medicaid cost reports, and I would probably know the answer. I wore the pencil skirts, I carried the firm branded laptop bag when we went on site for our clients, and I worked the 60 to 70 hour weeks from January to April. So now that I'm a bookkeeper for creative online business owners and my life looks a lot more colorful, I want to spill all of the things that I learned that are applicable to you and how being an auditor shaped my business. Before we get into all the juicy good stuff, please like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Okay, so first thing, number one, you are not going to jail unless you do something illegal. I hear this so often as a joke from business owners. I am so afraid about going to jail. You really aren't going to go to jail unless you do something illegal. I'm talking Breaking Bad status, buying a car wash, laundering money. If you are expensing something that you're not supposed to be expensing to, what is actually going to happen? Let's talk about that. I actually was talking to a client on Voxer last week about this. We were having this exact same conversation and she was asking me if she could expense headphones for her business. My ultimate answer was yes, they do seem like they are a ordinary and necessary business expense. Those are the rules that the IRS gives us. Is it ordinary and is it necessary? I think of O-N, when I'm giving guidance to my clients. Headphones do seem like a very ordinary expense for our online business industry, and they do seem like they might be necessary when creating content or going live on Instagram. You want to actually hear the people or actually hear yourself. But then she came back and asked me, well, what if I did get audited and the IRS basically said, forget you and your headphones, let's just go ahead and take that back. And she said, okay, sorry. Then the IRS would basically have you not take that deduction, that expense. They would increase your taxable income, probably have you back pay those taxes that you couldn't take the deduction on anymore, and then probably have you pay a fee. So it's really just righting the wrong and making sure that you have the correct numbers on your books that you can actually truly report according to the IRS rules and regulations. If you do have strong receipts and documentation, you can pretty much make an argument for most of your business expenses, if not all of them. So please, please, please save your receipts. I have a Google Drive that has folders for each year, and then in each of those folders, it is a folder for each month. And any like one-off expenses, such as Amazon, Target, meals, I have every single receipt saved there. Now, I don't have receipts for things that are recurring software subscriptions like my Flowdesk or Dubsado, because if I ever were to get audited, it is very clear on Flowdesk's website that they charge $38 per month. They are an email marketing software, and I am an online business who uses email marketing in my business. So that is something that I can defend, or it's a little bit easier to defend. But for things like Amazon, you really can buy literally anything from Amazon. So it could be a sleeping bag, or it could be a new camera to record content on. So those, you really do have to make sure that you are keeping them, and that way you have backup if anyone ever questions that expense, and you can say, yep, this is exactly what I purchased. It definitely is ordinary and necessary for my business in my industry, and this is how it helps me make more money in my business. I remember when, back in my auditing days, I was actually at a client site. We were at a senior living facility, and they had some really high construction expenses that year. So we were digging into and auditing a lot surrounding their construction. And I was in the weeds of everything. And because I was looking at so much detail, it actually made more sense for me to zoom out and realize that every single day of that week that we were arriving to the client site, we saw construction vans driving around from different companies that they actually were paying. And in the building that we were sitting in, they were doing construction. So for me as an auditor, I was gathering all of the information that I could to make a decision about this being an ordinary and necessary expense for their business and relating to their actual business activity. And my last point is that as an auditor, our best clients really were prepared, they were responsive, they were organized, and they knew that we weren't the bad guys. We are all on the same team, just trying to make sure that we have accurate and transparent financial records. So having all of those qualities in place really is what made a good client. So if you ever do get audited, you really want to make sure that everything is organized, that you are responsive to an auditor, and that you are prepared. So they'll give you a list of everything that they want to look at. And having all of your receipts and documentation backed up and ready to go for them is extremely helpful. It makes the process way less stressful. Ooh, making this video really took me back to my public accounting days. And while I am so thankful and grateful for that experience, I know in my heart that I was put on this earth to serve online business owners, so many women who want to be mamas, or women who just want to elevate their lives and choose something different for themselves. We are going against the grain of our culture and the way things have always been set up for us, and that is what I am doing in my business. And I'm definitely not saying that that public accounting firm was antiquated. They were definitely a wonderful culture and a great place to work, but I just know that this is where I'm meant to be, and you are who I'm meant to serve. Reminder, like and subscribe if you want more of this content.